Just in, Ripple CTO price at $10,000 will be too low. XRP price is set. Just in, Ripple's CTO says even a $10,000 price for XRP might be too low. Not too high? Too low. That one comment sparked a wave of speculation, but if you really understand what XRP was designed for, it might not be that far-fetched. Because this isn't about hype, it's about function. It's about what happens when real money moves through real rails, and XRP is sitting at the center of it.
So, a guy is walking home from work one day, and he's kind of thirsty, and he walks past the bar. He's like, oh, I'll just stop in the bar and get a drink.
David Schwartz wasn't tossing out $10,000 to go viral, he was making a point. XRP wasn't built to moon off hype, it was built to move value, trillions in global transactions in real time. If that happens at scale, a low price isn't just unrealistic, it's unsustainable. The higher the flow, the higher the price needs to be to absorb it. Start with FedWire. The US system moves $4.2 trillion a day. Its successor? FedNow, designed for real-time payments. Quietly, Ripple is right there. RLUSD, XRP, all potential fits. Think about the rails being laid. If even a fraction of those trillions flows through Ripple tech, we're no longer talking about $XRP. We're talking about settlement-grade pricing. Now zoom out. The FX market clears $7.5 trillion daily, over $2.7 quadrillion a year. It's a web of currency swaps that bleeds billions in friction fees. Banks lose 0.5% to 2% every time value crosses borders. What happens if XRP starts routing just 5% of that volume? The savings are brutal. $18.75 billion in daily fees could shrink to $187 million using XRP. Institutions aren't dumb. They see that delta.
It's fantastic. Hidden Road has active OTC out of London. We're a Hidden Road client. We intend to support them as much as we can.
Then came Hidden Road, Ripple's latest power move, a prime broker clearing $3.5 trillion per year, now tied into XRP and RLUSD. But this isn't just back-end custody. They're running full post-trade flows through the XRP ledger, with 300 institutional clients watching closely. The bridge between crypto and TradFi isn't coming, it's here. Ripple already operates in 70-plus payout markets. They've touched 90% of the global FX corridors, and they're not stopping. Wherever banks are bleeding fees, Ripple's value prop lands. It's not about replacing SWIFT, it's about eating its inefficiencies. Volante, Teos, CGI. These aren't crypto startups, they're Ripple's inroads into FedNow. It's happening just like the Fed itself, first quiet, then overnight. Japan? Over 60% of banks have tested Ripple tech. Mexico? Already integrated with on-the-ground remittance rails. 3-day wire transfers now clear in 10 minutes, with less fees, less friction, more volume. The XRP ledger isn't just a payments layer, it's becoming finance's TCP/IP, with the interledger protocol bridging banks, currencies, and tokenized assets in real time. Millions of TX per second. ISO 2022 ready, AML compliant, banks aren't resisting it, they're onboarding. Stablecoins, getting bipartisan green lights in the US. With credit card fees still wrecking merchants, officials are warming up to faster rails. RLUSD sits at the center, Ripple's tool for tokenized fiat. Why build your own stablecoin when Ripple's is ready, regulatory aligned, and interoperable? And it's not just one token. XUS, XSGD, EUROC, real-backed coins, USDC, all flowing through the XRP ledger. The more stablecoins launched, the more value travels these rails. Every transaction burns XRP. Every burn increases scarcity. And the price? It starts ticking up. DeFi is evolving, and XRP isn't getting left behind. Flare, Cardano's Midnight, and other protocols are building around it. These aren't just new apps. They're layers designed to boost utility, trap liquidity, and offer yield. When XRP is locked in smart contracts or pooled across networks, circulating supply drops. Supply drops, demand rises, and price moves.
People in the space previously thought that retail adoption was like the big wave, but I think institutional adoption is a precursor. You have to connect to where people are. You have to go to where the value.
BlackRock's Larry Fink doesn't talk about meme coins. He talks about digitized dollars, not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, but stable coins. Sovereign-tied, settlement-focused tokens. That's the future of payments in his playbook. And Ripple? Perfectly positioned as the bridge. Most of the top 20 tokens aren't even in this conversation. Bitcoin and Ethereum can't bridge. BNB's regulatory baggage is heavy. Solana? Great for meme coins, less so for cross-border liquidity. XRP was designed, from day one, for real-world, institutional-grade utility. That's rare. Ripple's roadmap doesn't stop at payments. They're pushing hard into tokenized real-world assets: stocks, bonds, real estate, debt. The MPT standard is built for it, and they're adding permissioned DEX so institutions can trade with full compliance. This isn't DeFi degen territory, it's institutional DeFi. Charles Hoskinson, yes, the Cardano founder, even said XRP holders could benefit from Midnight as a DeFi layer. Flare's cross-chain compatibility locks up XRP while building new routes for yield. Every locked coin shrinks supply. Every yield product increases use. It's a flywheel. Flare isn't just another bridge, it's built with real infrastructure, risk-managed, scalable, modular, and while ETFs haven't launched in the US yet, XRP ETFs are already live in Canada. If the US follows Bitcoin's path, the multiplier could be staggering. Bitcoin saw $9.5 billion in ETF inflows and gained $458 billion in market cap. That's a 48 by impact. XRP, with its lower liquidity and tighter float, could move even faster. $1 to $100 billion in institutional inflow? That's not a moonshot. That's a pressure valve release. Ripple even built a full CBDC platform, private, secure, API-driven. Central banks can issue and manage their digital currency with full AML-CFT compliance using Ripple's toolkit. That platform was pulled from the website recently, but the infrastructure remains, so do the partners. Ripple is part of the Digital Euro Association. They've partnered with Hyperledger, Corda, MasterCard, and more. Central banks in France, Germany, and beyond have referenced Ripple in documentation. DZ Bank, Germany's second largest, is using Ripple for custody today. Speaking of custody, Ripple now owns Medico, rebranded as Ripple Custody. It's not just secure, it's plug and play. Modular, API first, and designed to let banks onboard in weeks, not months. That's huge for institutions watching the space but unsure how to dive in. And yes, Ripple is working with BlackRock. Their goal? Tokenizing US Treasuries, a $142 trillion global market. Just 5 to 10% of that flowing through the XRP ledger? We're not talking about 5 XRP anymore. We're talking hundreds. ISO 2022 goes live in the US on July 14th. Ripple is already compliant, the infrastructure is here, the only thing missing? Full regulatory clarity, and that's coming fast. 2 more SEC lawyers just walked from the Ripple case. Some say it's promotions, others say it's a quiet exit before defeat. Either way, it's a sign that things are shifting. Even regulators are reading the writing on the wall, because once XRP clears legal uncertainty, retail might chase $12 or $100, but by then, institutions will already be routed in through Liquidity Hub, quietly accumulating, silently moving billions. While everyone else watches charts, they're watching rails. A $10,000 price for XRP might sound insane, but if this tech actually gets adopted the way it's designed to be, as the global backbone of instant settlement, then $10,000 might not even be enough. That's not hype, that's math. Thanks for watching. If this opened your eyes to what's really building under the surface, hit like, share it forward, and subscribe for more. Stay sharp, stay ahead. See you in the next one.